Pregame.com.
Fez is already fading a playoff team at home in Week 1 of the NFL. This is Brad Powers in the Pregame.com studios just off the Vegas Strip. And yes, indeed, we are talking NFL Week 1 action, even though it's nearly 4 months away. And Fez, we got Tampa Bay at Miami. Who do you like in the matchup?
I'm on Tampa Bay plus the 2. The much better team catching 2 points. And the Vegas wise guys know it. You look at season wins, which are out right now. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their number is 8. And the Sharps are betting them to go over the 8 wins. The Miami Dolphins, despite having 4 easy games in their division against Buffalo and the Jets this year, their season win number opened 7.5, and the wise guys, even at that low number, are looking to play under. The Vegas coming in on the under. They are fading the Dolphins.
Now, I consider myself more of a wise guy when it comes to the early markets in college football. What are the wise guys seeing about this Tampa Bay team that they like?
Yeah, Doug Martin, their running back, is back. He missed 8 games last year, but Jameis Winston is going to be a fantasy football go-to guy. He's got so many weapons. Vegas thinks he is going to have a huge year.
Yeah, and let's talk about those weapons. I mean, at wide receiver, he's got Mike Evans, a big target there. In the slot, he's got Deshaun Jackson. I got to tell you, Fez, absolutely love their first-round draft pick. O.J. Howard, the tight end, underutilized at Alabama. A lot of studs for Winston to work with.
No more doubling Evans. You've got all those weapons. You can always hand the ball off to Martin, who hopefully will be able to play more than half the games. This team is loaded, ready for a breakout year.
Now let's talk about the Dolphins on the other side of the handicap here, a team that basically came out of nowhere last year, made the playoffs. A lot of times we see a team that does that regress the next season. Is that what you're seeing with Miami?
Classic regression candidate. They win 8 games, 6 games, then they jump up to 10 games. I've seen this story before. They're coming back down this year. And if you look at that schedule last year, they really weren't any good. They got outgained by 18 points over the course of the season. They won an overtime game against Cleveland. They had one good win against Pittsburgh when Pittsburgh wilted in the heat when Big Ben got hurt. They beat Buffalo twice by 3 points. They beat the god-awful Jets twice, and they went ahead and got games against San Francisco. They got games against the Rams, and they got Arizona at the end of the year when Arizona was out of it. Cupcake City.
Your second main handicap.
Miami really doesn't have much of a home field advantage at all at their Hard Rock Stadium. This seems to be prevalent throughout the state of Florida. I'm not really sure in the pro sports why that's the case, but if you take a look at it and you query it, Miami as a home favorite, not a good sports betting investment.
Yeah, and what edge they do have normally as far as the home field advantage, a lot of times in September and October, it's the heat and humidity that teams aren't used to. That's not going to be the case here, obviously, with Tampa Bay being a South Florida team.
Yeah, I could make a case for the heat and humidity is going to be better for Tampa in some ways because they play their last 2 preseason games at home. They stay in the state of Florida for 3 weeks, while Miami travels their last 2 preseason games. It's the rare case. I know no team is tired week 1, but it's Miami coming off the back-to-back road games, and it's Tampa completely rested in their home state again.
All right, Fez, let's make it official.
Let's make it official. The Bucs are better, and the Vegas Sharps know it. They're betting Tampa Bay over 8 wins, while they're simultaneously betting the Miami Dolphins under 7.5 wins. And Miami has a very small home field advantage in their Hard Rock Stadium. They'll have no edge here from heat. They'll have no edge from travel. The Fez math says back the Bucs plus 2. More videos at pregame.com.